Good morning. How are y'all doing? Well, good afternoon. So I'm 10 minutes a little bit early, maybe 9 minutes early. How are y'all doing today? Let me try to fix my screen. It's some stuff going on. Hopefully I'm live. Hey, Patrice, come on in. Hey, how are you? Let me see if these glasses don't work for me today because I set my screen off far from me. This was not supposed to be alive. I honestly was doing a different news story, and something in me said, you haven't checked the news around the world yet today. Y'all see the title. Hey, 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 Andy. Hey, everybody. Come on in. Please hit that like button as you enter. Please hit the like button as you enter. Let's put this up on the screen here. How are y'all doing today? Let me see. Oh, look at all of y'all this morning. Well, this afternoon. How are y'all doing? Have you hit that like button yet? Please do. Please do. I don't know where we are on the likes, but I need the likes so YouTube will know that this channel is here. I hope y'all had a really, really good weekend. Oh, can I see with these glasses? Because I want to greet everybody. I love these glasses, but I just use these for driving. Let me get my other ones, y'all, because I think I left them in the car and I don't want to go all the way out there. So let me try to see it without my glasses. How about that? Let's go up and greet some people before we get into this story, because this is some breaking news. This is some breaking news, and it's just now. We're what, the middle of January. We're going to be headed right back to those disruptions that we had in 2020, 2021, where supplies are not coming in. So, hey, Peace, how are you? Mateo is in here. Daryl. Keep eyes to the sky. How are you? Hey, Andy. My brother was named Andy. He passed the same year we moved up here in 2021. When I pulled up my phone last night, when my husband went to get some water, and he actually got a lot of water because my daughter, who's 17, didn't turn the faucet off all the way, so water was everywhere in the kitchen. So when he was doing that, I threw my phone on the bed, and it must have went to my app. And so I looked at it when I got in there, and it said 1 o'clock. It had like a snow flurry, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And so, but we didn't get any snow. But then this morning, well, he did my chores for me. He fed the chickens and the rabbits for me, and I was cleaning in here. And so when I went outside, when he was leaving, I went outside, and I was like, that's not rain coming down? He's like, no, that's sleet. So we have sleet today here in this part of North Carolina in the mountains. Oh, wait. I need to make it smaller so y'all can actually see what I'm reading. Okay, so you see this right here, right? Now, the U.S. is saying that, we're just there to assist in someone else's mess, okay? But for some reason, we always feel like we got to clean up other people's mess, but we are a mess here in the United States. We have so many issues here. We have homelessness here, and I'm not just talking about from the migrants being here. We have homelessness that's here, whether it's mothers that are homeless. Hold on for a second, y'all. Okay, bye. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I gotta go back. Because I lost it. I lost it. That was my husband checking in. Here we go. Now we back. So we got so much going on when it comes to the United States that we need to be taken care of, but we always have our foot in other people's door. And eventually that door is going to swing back and hit us, meaning over here on our own soil. Yes, we should do things over in other countries. I get it, you know, so that we don't have that here on our soil, but we are in so many different things that we're not going to know who is hitting us on our own soil. And we have all of these open borders. So we can't keep track of everybody that's here, no matter how hard they try. And then you have the FBI coming out saying, you know, the US cannot keep up with China when it comes to their hackers and stuff. They have us beat 50-1. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. That's the one. I made it short. I did one the other day, but it was a little long. So I took a clip out of that one and I posted it today because I need people to understand this stuff is serious out here. So what's happening right now in this breaking news is the Houthi missile hits US owned ship off Yemen coast. American officials say the Houthis in Yemen have hit a U.S.-owned ship with a missile, but no injuries or significant damage have been reported. The vessel was hit in response to the strikes by the U.S. and UK, on Houthis in Yemen. The Houthis have attacked cargo ships since November. And see, this is why I say things are going to slow down. There are two reasons, and I'll get to that later. They say that these are Israeli affiliated through the maritime security firm says that they were no such links for this ship. I don't know what they're talking about, but Prime Minister Rishi says the UK would not hesitate to take further action. So now the UK is prepared to strike also in the Red Sea. So it's so much conflict in the Red Sea, and we have all of these cargo ships in the Red Sea that the UK and the US are depending on. So we're about to see some shortages because when they started attacking the ships, they pretty much called the timeout and said no ships are moving in the Red Sea right now. And I don't know if they've even started back yet. I cannot find any update on the story that I told y'all a week ago about them stopping movement in the Red Sea because of those attacks. So it says we face an escalating series of attacks, including an attack on a Royal Navy warship, calling it unacceptable. So it's okay for us to go to another country and fire off missiles and hit them, but it's not okay for them to hit back. What do you think people are going to do? It's no more, different than a child. You're telling them, well, don't hit that person. Well, they hit me, so I'm going to hit back. That's just how it is. So it says, backed by Iran, the Houthis control a large part of Yemen and are also key allies of Hamas and Gaza. They vowed to continue attacks on ships bound for Israel. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't read because I don't have my glasses on. So this is what's happening, what other officials are saying that's going to happen or possibly going to happen. An official from the Iran-backed Houthi rebel group tells Al Jazeera news network. It will expand its targets to include U.S. ships. So they are telling you to your face, we are going to attack your ships. You are going to suffer. Like, I guess it's saying, if we can't hit you on your soil right now, we're going to hit you where it's going to affect your soil. It's going to affect your citizens here in the United States. So it says the ship doesn't necessarily have to be heading to Israel for us to target it. It is enough for it to be American. And that is the bottom line. America is not loved by everybody. And I know, all of y'all know it. If you're watching this video, you already know that. So anytime they can get at us, they will. And if we're out there in the open like that, they're going to attack us. It says the United States is on the verge of losing its maritime security. So Amir also says British and American ships had become legitimate targets due to the strikes launched by the two countries on the Houthi targets in Yemen last week. So last week, if you don't know, the U.S. launched a bunch of missiles. And so now we're getting payback for that. Thank goodness and thank God that no one got injured in that situation. At least that's what they're saying. Well, no one was killed. I don't know if anyone was injured. It says the Houthis have said they are attacking ships affiliated with Israel in protest at the conflict in Gaza. However, commercial vessels with no connection to the country also appear to have been targeted. They don't care. They know that we need those ships. So if it's affiliated with America, it's going to get attacked. The risk of rising inflation following attacks on ships, this economist is warning. There are a lot of us warning this, but they're not really broadcasting that particular warning over the news. They'll tell you about the attacks, and they might not even, I don't even know if they'll tell you that the U.S. is actually firing off missiles, but they'll tell you when the U.S. has gotten hit. So I'm going to hit you and I'm going to hide my hand. A leading economist says inflation is at risk of rising again. Did it ever fall down? Y'all let me know in the comments. Did inflation come down and I missed it? Because last time I checked out, it hit my pocket really hard. So it's at the risk of rising again following attacks on ships on a vital trade route through the Red Sea. Mohammed El-Iran said while disruption to shipments was not as severe as during COVID, he warned it would push up prices and hit economic growth. As we've been reporting, several shipping firms have stopped vessels using the Red Sea route after attacks by Houthi rebels in Yemen. Others are now rerouting their vessels around Africa's Cape of Good Hope, which can add 12 days for cargo traveling between Singapore and Northern Europe. The delay could be even longer, as much as 18 days for vessels sailing between Singapore to the East Mediterranean, according to Lloyd, the shipping giant. He says, I'm really worried. We are facing significant headwinds. We are living in a new reality where the supply side of the global economy is much more fragile, which means inflationary tendencies are greater than they used to be. So y'all let me know what y'all think down there, because listen, it's getting serious. It's getting serious.
Half of Israel. It is interesting that we've heard from Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister, saying that these attacks are not related to the situation in Gaza, that this is about guaranteeing freedom of navigation in the Red Sea.
We're comfortably above the 2%, which is the NATO figure. We're
actors. But these new powers
It says
far
UK
more
to send
unstable,
20,000
irrational.
military personnel to NATO.
Can we really assume that the
20,000 military personnel to NATO? They call it an exercise, but that's what the US called it. But now look at what's happening.
strategy of mutually assured destruction that stopped wars in the past will stop them in the future, when applied to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard or North Korea, I am afraid we cannot. Particularly since there is now another new worrying consideration. Our adversaries are more connected with each other. For example, we've seen how Iranian proxies are causing havoc from Israel to the Red Sea. That Russia has what the two countries describe as a no-limits partnership with China, with whom they conduct regular joint exercises. Meanwhile, Putin is relying on Iranian drones and North Korean ballistic missiles to fuel his illegal bombardments.
So basically, we have to worry about Russia, China, North Korea, and let me know who else we got to worry about. Oh, we got to worry about the Houthis now, right?
Great. With friends like these, the world is becoming more dangerous and has done in recent years. But the other threats that plagued us at the start of the 21st century, well, they haven't gone away either. The spectre of terrorism and threats from non-state actors, as October the 7th showed, still haunts the civilized world. Put it all together, and these combined threats risk tearing apart the rules-based international order established to keep the peace after the Second World War. Today's world, then, is sadly far more dangerous, with the UN reporting that we are facing the highest number of violent conflicts since the Second World War. Now, some argue these threats are not existential to the UK, and yet what happens elsewhere quickly happens here.
I say that all the
time. In the past few years, we've seen terrorist attacks on the streets of London, attempted assassinations in Salisbury, theft of intellectual property, attempted interference in our political processes, a cost of living crisis brought to you by Putin that's hurting families here at home. And now, our trade, 90% of which comes by sea, is the target of terrorists, proving that not only do our adversaries have the intent to target us, but they have a widening array of weapons with which to wreak havoc. In our online world, our adversaries don't need to fire a missile or board a submarine or strap into a fighter jet to hurt us. Cyber warfare simply means hacking into our networks and watching the economic carnage unfold.
Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. I had to pause it right there. We are facing cyber attacks right now. We just had a major cyber attack where it attacked a U.S. military base. Please watch that video that I just put up at 10 o'clock because this is crazy. They don't have to step foot on U.S. soil to attack us. And that's what people need to realize. We've had cyber attacks all last year. Please let me know in the comments, how many have you heard about on the news outside of my channel and other channels? How many? I haven't heard about any. Well, that's crazy, Corey. And it's been serious for a while, guys. So we really need to be preparing. And I always say, I don't know anybody personally that can be 100% prepared, but there are some people out there who are. I'm not one of them, but I'm just going to do what I can do with my budget. I'm going to try to make sure I have enough food to hold me up, enough water to hold me up, and medication. Maybe some items I can barter if I need to barter, if it ever gets to that point. But we can't say we'll never get to that point, because you never know what's going to happen. None of us expected 2020. Well, maybe some of us did, especially the billionaires. They predicted it years ago, right? Right, Oklahoma Freedom. Stock up what you can. I know things are high. Food is high. Even water has gone up. Even the generic brand of water has gone up, you know. And then you see what's happening with the food out here. It's almost like we're being attacked all over again, just different ways. But they can hack anything. Imagine a power grid that's falling apart anyway, because they won't put any money into it. Or the water systems, because we have different water systems. We're not all on the same water treatment facilities. If that go down, you ain't got no water. And this is the UK talking. Where is the United States talking at? They put their stuff in articles because they know a lot of people don't have time to sit down and read. And I know, you know, some people probably be like, well, you just come on here and you just read the article. Well, who gonna read it for you? You gonna take the time to find it? Because they're burying these stories. Yeah, the stories are there, but they're burying those stories. I have to dig. It don't just fall into my lap. I have a few people that I rely on. Now they don't have to, but I rely on them now because they see stuff sometimes that I don't see, and they send me emails. And that's how I get some of the stories. And then I dig a little deeper to see what's actually happening. But YouTube also is curbing my channel for a lot of things that I put out. So I tried to pull back. I didn't talk about the war as much anymore because they would flag my channel. They would not give me a strike, but they would limit my ads. They wouldn't push the video as much unless you have, like, you know, probably over 500,000 subscribers. Maybe, you know, you could get out there. But a lot of people who give you this news you can use, some of them are, you know, seeing their numbers kind of dwindle off, although they're still getting way more numbers than I'm getting. And that's fine. I'm going to give it to whoever's going to listen. I have a Rumble, but I barely go. I have so much that I'm doing. I barely go over to Rumble. I do have a Rumble account. And I think it's called Tommy Bites Prep. And it's been so long since I've been over there. I probably got 2 videos over there. But you're right. They don't censor you as much over there. But this is, you know, this is my main platform, other than the second channel that I started to show you what I'm actually doing, not telling you that I'm doing these things. Thank you, Poppy. I appreciate that, Chris. I'll try to, you know, from now on, when I post these videos here on YouTube, also post them on Rumble. So I'll try to make sure I do at least 1 a week over there. Comic Con. Hey, Connie. Thank you, Connie. Connie says, I truly appreciate your vlogs. I wish I could see it. Lord, where the little bit of glasses that I do have? Let me see if it'll let me see it. I appreciate your vlogs to keep me aware. And I miss your prep content. Yeah, I'll start back showing. I don't want to show everything. I kind of got away from that. Showing every single thing. Every now and then I'll show you my long-term pantry that my husband built and what I'm stocking up on, but I have to build that back up also. So I probably will do a few videos on that, Connie, because I did donate a lot of my food to the church last year, because it's not just for me to be self-sufficient, but for me to be grace sufficient in giving to others who don't have. I saw a little clip, a snippet of, somebody talking about something happening in Miami and it having to do with aliens. And I'm like, do I want to dig into this? No, I don't. I'll let somebody else do it. I can't do everything. It's 15 in Dallas. Wow. So let's see what else he's saying, because the United States is not telling us what the UK leader is telling, that their defense person is telling, everybody. So we got to get it from somewhere, because they're experiencing the same stuff that we are experiencing, because they have ships out there too. Because everybody want to help everybody, but I want to know, when the US needs help, are these other countries going to be there? That will be interesting to see. I hope we never have to experience that, but it will be interesting. Hey, Retretta, how are you? You stocked up on a lot and learned a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for joining my membership. You and Connie, I see y'all in green. If any of y'all want to join my channel membership, feel free to click the join button. There is a small fee. You don't have to. I'm still going to give you the same news that you can use, hopefully. So let's get back to what he is saying, because I didn't watch this ahead of time, and I want to know.
Last year, almost a third of British businesses suffered a cyber attack or breach. And the total cost to the UK economy, well, that runs into billions. We know a significant number of those attacks come from Russia and China, where they're also developing satellite killing technology capable of degrading us from space. Even mass migration can be cynically used as a weapon of war, as Poland, Norway, and Finland have been experiencing. In other words, nation states plus non-state actors with greater connections between them, plus more creative weapons, all adds up to a much more troubled world.
I'm trying to speed it up because I can't be here all day.
We are especially working with France and others.
There's enough of that. Let's get to the comments, because I can't be here all day. I got to take my daughter to work. But y'all see what's happening out there. Don't let what's happening. Let me stop sharing my screen. Don't let what's happening stop you from doing what you need to do. They're not going to tell you everything that you need to be doing, because there's so much they can tell us. We have stores closing, banks closing, pharmacies closing. These are all the stores that I have to get done, that I have lined up to do. So those are just drops in the barrel when you think about the bigger picture of what we just covered. Hey, Grow Big TV. Y'all take care. I gotta go. I gotta take my child to work and plus have another video for y'all later. Again, thank y'all for coming. Please hit that like button and share. And remember, normal is not coming back, but Jesus is. Jesus is. And we need to be preparing. We need to be growing. We need to be learning new skills. And we definitely need to be praying. So y'all take care. Remember, I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one you. Be the best you that you can be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love, because God is love, and that is what he would want you to do. But first, you got to love yourself. If you can't love yourself, how will you know how to receive love and give love in return? And let me tell you, this world needs love. Y'all take care. And I holla.